This is the recently released MetaQuest 3S, a cut-down Quest 3 with some missing features to get the price under the £300 barrier, but still rocking that powerful XR2 Gen 2 chip for next-gen standalone graphics. So, Meta have won the standalone VR battle then? Well, no, because there is another standalone headset in the arena also rocking a Qualcomm XR2 Gen 2 chip, and it's this, the Pico 4 Ultra. So, which is the best one for you? And as always with this channel, the answer is not straightforward at all. Buckle up, roll titles, and remember we're born to respawn. Here is a rundown of the cold hard facts about each headset in a nice convenient side-by-side comparison. Specifications. The Pico 4 Ultra has the Qualcomm Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 processor, as does the MetaQuest 3 and 3S. The Ultra has 12GB of internal memory. The Quest 3 and 3S have 8GB. The Ultra supports the new Wi-Fi 7 standard. The Quest 3 and Quest 3S use Wi-Fi 6E. The Ultra has twin LCD panels at 2160 by 2160 per eye. The Quest 3 also has twin LCDs at 2064 by 2208 per eye. The Quest 3S has a single LCD panel at 1832 by 1920. The Ultra and Quest 3 have pancake lenses. The 3S has the cheaper Fresnel lenses from the Quest 2. The Ultra's field of view is 105 degrees. The Quest 3's is 110, and the 3S is 96 degrees. The Pico 4 Ultra has a motorized, stepless IPD between 59 to 72mm. The Quest 3 has manual stepless IPD between 58 to 70mm. The MetaQuest 3S has a manual 3-step IPD at 58, 63 and 68mm, similar to the Quest 2's. All headsets have colour pass-through with depth sensors. Comfort. The Pico 4 Ultra weighs 582 grams. The MetaQuest 3 weighs 527 grams. The MetaQuest 3S weighs 519 grams. The facial interfaces on all headsets are similar, with a stiff foam covered by a soft mesh cloth, and they are all terrible. It might be the shape of my face, but after about 1 hour in any of these headsets, I get terrible VR face. First upgrade I always recommend is a nice cushioned cover from VR Cover or AMVR's super silky offering. On the Pico 4 Ultra, the battery is mounted on the rear of the strap, so it has a nice 50-50 weight balance. The cloth strap on the 3 and 3S is okay for me, might be because of my baldy head, because it grips like Velcro, but if you have luscious locks, it may slip about. Just a quick note on the battery capacity, they are different, but in my experience, each headset would last between 2 to 2.5 hours, depending on whether you're gaming or consuming media. So, despite being up to 80 grams heavier, the Pico 4 Ultra is the most comfortable straight out of the box. Controllers. Both the MetaQuest 3 and 3S use the excellent Touch Plus controllers. In my opinion, they are the industry standard with peerless tracking, have strong haptics, they feel comfortable in hand, and have a long battery life. The MetaQuest Touch Plus controllers weigh 115 grams with the official rechargeable battery pack. The Pico 4 Ultra controller has been redesigned to remove the tracking ring of the original Pico 4. I really like the old controllers, but these are a huge improvement. They take two AA batteries that load like a gun, have strong haptics, feel solid and hefty in the hand. The Pico 4 Ultra controllers weigh 164 grams, slightly heavier than the Quest, but probably due to the two AA batteries. Audio. MetaQuest 3 and 3S both have the same audio solution, and it's pretty good, much improved over the Quest 2. Good spatial awareness, loud enough with a decent microphone, which has improved a lot since launch. Pico 4 Ultra is pretty much the same, similar audio solution to the Quest again, good spatial awareness, loud enough, but I do think the microphone on the Pico is better with less pop and it sounds less digital. Both can be improved with earbuds or over-ear headphones, but this isn't an upgrade video. So, pass-through. I am a massive fan of mixed reality gaming. Playing Drop Dead the Cabin or the sublime Starship Home is an experience that wasn't even possible a couple of years ago. All three headsets use a combination of colour cameras and trick depth sensors to map your room accurately to place virtual objects in your physical space. Both Meta Quest 3 and 3S have 2 tracking cameras, 2 4-megapixel RGB cameras, and an infrared depth sensor. The colour pass-through is a major step up from the Quest 2's grainy black and white affair. If your room is well lit, the colour pass-through is very good on both headsets. Good enough to read your phone or PC screen if you're sitting close enough, but the Meta Quest 3 is noticeably sharper. This is no doubt down to its more expensive pancake lenses and higher density LCD panels. However, the biggest problem with the pass-through on Meta's headset is distortion and warping. As you can see in the video, which I recorded directly on each headset, there is very noticeable warping around my hand when it's moving. This is down to how the Quest 3 and 3S see the world around them using the IR sensors and can break immersion in mixed reality games. Plus, it just looks odd when using pass-through for other tasks. It has improved via software updates, but I'm not sure they will ever get rid of it completely. The Pico 4 Ultra has 4 tracking cameras, 2 32-megapixel RGB cameras, and a trick depth sensor called an ITOF, which we think stands for Indirect Time of Flight, a way of measuring the space around you extremely accurately. The Pico solution is a big step up from Meta's. The better cameras combined with that depth sensor really show up. Even in the video I recorded internally, absolutely no warping or distortion. Text on your phone or PC screen is much sharper. This makes mixed reality a much better prospect, but there is a reason why it's better, but I'll talk about that next. Price. The Pico 4 Ultra only comes with 256GB of storage and costs £529 in the UK. The base Quest 3 comes with 256GB of storage and costs £409. The base Quest 3S comes with 120GB of storage and costs £289 in the UK. When it launched, the Pico 4 Ultra was competitively priced against the Quest 3. However, now that Meta have launched the much cheaper Quest 3S, they also slashed the price of the base Quest 3 by £70 and the premium 512GB Quest 3 by a whopping £150. At £469.99, the 512GB Quest 3 undercuts the Pico 4 Ultra and has twice the storage. Games. 75% of all games on the Meta Store are now available on the Pico Store. However, Pico's lack of big exclusives like Resident Evil 4, Beat Saber, and the awesome Asgard's Wrath cripple it. Plus, I've done a video on upcoming games for the rest of 2024, which you can watch here. And none of the big hitters like Batman Arkham Shadow, Metro Awakening, Behemoth, and Alien Rogue Incursion will be available standalone on Pico 4 or Pico 4 Ultra. Meta have spent billions investing in VR and AR development, and I'm afraid money talks. ByteDance, who own Pico, are clearly not that confident about VR despite their wallets bulging with cash from TikTok. Pico seems like the poor cousin. PC compatibility. On the Meta headsets, you can play your PC games wired via a link cable or wirelessly via Airlink. I use my link cable quite a lot, and as I'm a sim racing demon and love nothing better than tearing around my favourite circuits in my favourite cars, I am not a fan of Airlink and prefer to use Guy Godin's Supreme virtual desktop app to play wirelessly, which is also available for Pico headsets. Pico has Pico Connect, which also has wired and wireless options. I'll say this and there will be a collective intake of breath on Reddit. Pico Connect using a link cable is just superior to MetaLink. I played Half-Life Alyx using the link cable, and it was the best experience I've had with Valve's masterpiece. Zero latency, great tracking, amazing colours. I spoke to an engineer who worked on the Pico 4 Ultra at the launch party. He told me that the LCD panels on the Ultra are the same as the Pico 4, but have been optimised to be 25% brighter and more colourful. Check out my live stream where I play Half-Life Alyx. Before we get to my conclusions, please hit the like button. The algorithm loves the likes. Plus, if you enjoyed this content, you could subscribe. Thanks. Conclusion. So which headset is best? Well, as always with this channel, the answer isn't black or white. It seems that Meta turned up to this particular knife fight with a bazooka. But it's not all bad news for Pico. So here are my suggestions. If you're a new adopter or looking to upgrade from an older Meta headset like a Rift or a Quest 2 and are on a budget, then buy the Quest 3S. It's fairly cheap, has the same powerful XR2 Gen 2 chip that the Quest 3 and Ultra have, and you can play those new exclusive titles. Plus, you'll be familiar with the UI and your library of games will migrate to your new headset. If you are a new adopter or looking to upgrade from an older headset and have a bigger budget, go for the 512GB Quest 3. Its price has been reduced by £150 and now retails at a very reasonable £469.99. Again, you will be familiar with the UI, your game library will migrate across. Plus, if you are used to the OG Quest 2, most games now have a nice visual upgrade. Now, the elephant in the room. When the Pico 4 Ultra launched, the £529 price tag was very attractive as the premium Meta Quest 3 was a whopping £619.99. The Ultra had a larger internal memory for workspace apps and a slight advantage with the brighter and more colourful LCDs. However, with the launch of the Meta Quest 3S and that hefty £150 price drop for the premium Quest 3, it just isn't an attractive option anymore, and I cannot recommend it unless you want something solely for PC VR gaming and have an aversion to Meta. So, here's an idea. Because the Pico 4 Ultra does have an ace up its sleeve, Pico motion trackers cost £79 in the UK and are stupidly easy to set up. Strap them on your ankles, stand still for 3 seconds while they calibrate, look down at your feet, done. That's it. Plus they track really well and are very light with a good battery. So, Pico. Drop the price of the headset to £499 and bundle in a set of the Pico motion trackers, then rebrand the headset to push full body tracking for VR chat. I think that will be an awesome move because full body tracking can be expensive, but with a headset priced at £499 with an easy to set up full body tracking solution included in the bundle, they'd sell an absolute ton of Pico 4 Ultras. That is my advice, but as always, what do you think? Are you going to buy the cheaper Quest 3S? Are you more interested in the premium experience of the Quest 3? Or are you a renegade who's looking at a Pico 4 Ultra with the motion trackers for VR chat? You know the drill. Get involved and comment down below. Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this content, please hit the like button. The algorithm loves the likes. If you loved this content, please subscribe and join my channel membership like these lovely people did. You get custom badges, emojis, and an exclusive members-only channel on my Discord. If you want to watch more content from me, you can click here or here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the other side.